What's going on, my friends? So you might recognize where I'm at as a continuation from my last customer reactions video, if it went up before this. I don't know, I'm kind of doing a lot of filming since I've got version 11 and we're really seeing what the system can do. So we just had a successful trip to the airport and a really fun conversation, kind of nerding out about self-driving and gaming and Warhammer Stellaris, all this kind of stuff. So go check that out if you haven't. It's going to be in my customer reactions playlist. We're just kind of slowly and cautiously getting around this cyclist of sorts there, which is pretty good. But now what I'm doing, I am on my way to the gym. So before this last customer, I took some pre-workout, set a timer, and it's just working out well. And I figured we've got a nice trip to 24-hour fitness on Balboa, and we're gonna see how the system does. And it might be a bit of a longer video. It's saying a 17-minute drive, about 15 kilometers away. But I really want to observe how we handle Harbor Drive going this direction, because this left turn coming up on West Grape Street, it's very disconcerting. It's got a very, very sharp apex. It's a 3-lane left on a one-way road, sorry. Eventually going up to merge on to the 5 and then 163. I can't word right now, but there's a lot going on. So we've left the airport and it's just me, no customer, so I will be more risque. I will let it do more and see what happens. I know there's been some not so happy feedback online about 11.3.4, and that's okay. It's okay for the system to have some medial regression. It's fine, because, you know, more updates are going to come and smooth it out. And in my experience, as well as Elias, who does the amazing FSD Beta community tracker, and several others, we tend to see kind of a smoothing out about maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks after the patch has been released. Maybe sometimes sooner, sometimes later, but the initial reports when it first drops, they don't tend to be what remains, if that makes sense. So we're getting ever so closer to this left, and I really just want to see how it handles it. I've noticed on some turning maneuvers that it will be a little bit too free with how it goes over the line a bit, apexing some corners, and it'll get into its proper lane, but it sort of intrudes on other drivers if they're there, and that's not good. And well, we're rather, so we're kind of in the spot that I would least like to be in with this 3-lane left, because now we've got to worry about vehicles on our left and our right. On our right, we don't have to worry too much about the outside, and on our left, if we get sharp enough around the median, we're pretty clear. Now, we are fortunate that there is nobody to our right, but this is a really tight apex, and I got to give it a little throttle so I don't slow down people behind me. Are we tracking in the lines? A little bit on that right line. Nobody to our right, though, so that's okay. Now we're going to be dealing with a flurry. Yeah, I guess flurry works. Sorry, words. A lot of humans. We're dealing with a lot of humans that are all trying to get onto the 5. Both of these lanes will merge onto the 5, and then eventually that merge will come down into a single. This won't be a good indicator of, oh, what? Camera got too hot. Oh man, okay, so my cabin facing camera apparently got too hot. I've never had that problem before. So I apologize, guys. The audio likely just went to utter crap, because we're now on the Hero 7's audio right next to my face, which can sort of fade in and out strangely as outside noises change. But anyway, we will continue onward. This, again, 2-lane merging to the highway scenario won't really cover some of the concerns people have had with merging, but I really just want to see if it'll stay in this outer lane or try to cut in. It does not need to cut in. That would not be ideal. We got a pedestrian here. We're not reacting too much. Oh, we kind of are. Okay, that was good. We didn't hold anybody back. Not bad, not bad. Good control. That was actually really well done. That has been a bit of a sticking point in the past with certain drives. I'm really bummed that camera got too hot. That's never happened before. I wonder if I can turn it back on. No, it's... Oh, okay. Camera is too hot. Will it immediately just turn back off again? That sun must be really beating down. Doing some camera saving. I wonder if I can burst cold air up the windshield to hit the camera. Okay, it's trying to get over to the right. It's really trying to get over. Alright. There we go. I'm wondering how this is going to affect this merge to the 163. Now this merge up here, this gets tight. This gets nutty because it's going to go from like a 4 to 5 lane merge down to 1. All right, let's see if we've got our audio back. We're recording again on the forward camera, and I'm trying to kind of blast cool air into it, so hopefully the audio is not too crappy. So this isn't too bad. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes. Yeah, it's a 4 to 1 as everybody comes down, cutting over the middle. Now in the past, Legacy Autopilot's done a decent job because it pretty much you're just going in a straight line, and letting people in, letting them figure out what they're doing. This is the downtown entrance of the 163, which is a part of the gauntlet testing that you guys have seen in my gauntlet videos. You'll actually see the merge that we use in the gauntlet up here. It's really getting on the brakes to let people in, which is good. I think that's okay. Might not be so characteristic to human patterns since we have all this open space. Typically people like try to get in and secure their spot early, but I do like that it's snaking in quite well. Here we go. I'm gonna give it a little throttle because that was an abrupt braking, and that Toyota is of course on my quarter panel because humans have no sense of distance or etiquette. Very minor throttle application just to keep us moving to avoid a domino scenario. All right, and I'll take our speed up to about 115K, which we won't hit. This road usually cruises a little slower. Around 100K is pretty normal, or around 60 miles an hour. Now this should be rather uneventful. So this is one of the oldest freeways in San Diego and will likely never really get expanded or changed much because of it. It's sort of a landmark in its own right. But yeah, this will take us under Balboa Park and all, and up here a little bit of, yeah, probably another kilometer away, just about. We'll be right next to our entrance from the 163 gauntlet style. Except we won't be taking the 8 or anything. We'll just continue on straight. I don't think we'll have a merge scenario to really test here. Yeah, because the merge scenario is going to be getting off the road finally to end up at the gym. Sorry, brain turned off for a second there. Really hoping that this camera manages to stay cool enough to keep recording. Hopefully there isn't too much air conditioning noise for you guys. The shotgun mic being pointed at me should help with that. So unfortunately, I haven't had as much time as I'd like to be on V11, and that's mostly because I spent Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in Arizona for work. Not with Mew, sadly. So I got back yesterday, and you know, the next couple of days I'll be doing a lot of testing, taking customers everywhere I can. I've done 2 customer trip rides today. First one's a failure, and the second one was a success. So with those 2 trips, we're at 50%, but we'll see how the rest of the day sort of snakes out. And here's the 163 merge. This is how short it is and how little time you have, even coming up from about 85, 90K. They managed to get over though. We didn't prevent them. It seemed for a second like the FSD was gonna slow down and let them over, but I think we made the right decision. We just kind of kept moving. That's what I've criticized others for in the past. Just keep moving. Don't slow down, just I'll work my way in. But yeah, this should all look pretty familiar to you guys. So it's probably going to be pretty uneventful up until we get to the Balboa merge, so I'll zip through this. Of course, if anything cool happens, we'll talk about it. We are getting close to our merge onto the 805, and it's taking a little bit longer than I'd like for us to sort of stage over. We got an opening here, and that's the opening the system is targeting, which is really good. Now what I'm looking for is a nice, smooth transition across, which we're sort of taking our time. Wow, okay, not bad. See, that feels very natural. I'll definitely give it credit there. And actually, if you guys look back at the sort of sped up footage going underneath Friars Road on the highway, making our way around, in the earlier, or sorry, in legacy code, in NO8 code before version 11, it would already like pre-stage all the way to the right, which would put you pretty much right in the way of everybody getting on the highway at several instances. I really like that the system kept us in sort of the left cruising lane. That way we weren't going to impede anybody coming on the highway, as well as avoid unnecessarily getting over too early. Like it felt much more professional, I guess is a good way to put it. And now it's already staging us over further to the right. This is all gonna merge together, which we're coming up on this truck a little quick. So let's see, there we go, good brakes. That was very nice. And well, he's still lingering here, taking forever to get out of this turn lane if he's getting out of it, which humans do. There you go. Slow and steady she goes, right? My goodness. But, all right. So far, so good. We just got our final exit here on a Balboa, and then turning right into the parking lot where 24 Hour Fitness is. And it's been a really great ride. This is a much better experience than my first day. You know, minus the Gauntlet. That was a really great experience. But a lot of the correction on the Gauntlet had to do with the fact that the old highway stuff was gone, so it really owned the 80s split and Hotel Circle. But now and of course the early staging for that final left turn, which I think is probably my favorite part about the day. But yeah, a lot more Gauntlet testing coming on different modes, as well as different lighting conditions to get even more data with that. And there'll be a lot more customer stuff today. Trying to get all the customer reactions, incognito videos, random nav videos, which this would fall under. Very smooth right turn. Let's see how we handle. So this is what I would call a pseudo turning lane. There's no turning lane, but humans use this part of the road as one, and we're actually creeping up to it, which is amazing. I don't want to say too much. Wow. Very impressive. We got into our pseudo right turn lane. In my experience with version 10, it would never do that. It would start to and then bail out. So very good. And that is it. The ride is over. And yeah, it knew not to give me the prompt because I guess it understood I was taking over at our destination. So that is really fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed that random nav video to the gym. So I'm going to go bust out this session and then get back to picking up more customers. Take care.